Hello and welcome to the studio here on Thursday the 17th of February. I'm here with Bernard and we're here to bring you a weekly instalment of the studio. Today, first of all actually, sorry, how are you Bernard? How are you doing?
I'm okay and I'm happy being with Joe here. We started a few weeks ago to run again the studio and to be with you. And when I come first in this area, working with Reverend Colin, for me the studio became one of the most important part of my work. Then I'm happy in this way being with you, and I wait for you to react, to send your comments, and why not to meet together in time.
Yeah, of
here
course.
in
If
person.
anybody does have anything to say, any comments at all, feel free to put it in the live chat. I can see it. I've got my phone next to me. So just if anyone wants to say anything or has got any ideas of maybe just things to start conversing about, then we can definitely have a look at that. But today for you, we've got a interview with Helen Boyd, obviously the councillor for the Blenheim Park ward. So Colin did this a couple of days ago. And we're ready to put that on for you.
Yeah, and our intention is to help you to connect not just with us, not just between us, but with those who are governing us. Because at the end we got expectation, we pay taxes, and we went back some feedback,
Exactly, yeah.
Then this time today we will have Helen Boyd interviewed by Colin with the help of Joe here. If you have question, if you want to ask something, send message. We can put in a connection with the councillor, and why not tell your stories and what you are expecting from them. Joe, please.
All right, great. So we'll put that on for you now, and then afterwards we'll have a couple more little sections that we usually do each week. But first of all, let's take it over to Colin.
So we are here in the studio, and with me is Councillor Helen Boyd.
Good
Helen,
morning.
thank you for coming along to talk to us about the studio. We're here, if you don't know, we're in the St Cedd's Bridgewater Drive area in Westcliff, and Helen's area is quite. How many houses are there in the area? How many families?
Oh, gosh.
Give us an idea.
Well, I know that we always order at least about 5,000 leaflets, so I think there's more than that actually. I think we've got about at least 6,000 households in the area. It's quite a big ward.
So it is quite a big ward.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it stretches quite a long way. I won't go into the geography at the moment. But,
No.
And so I'm really grateful that you've come along to talk to us. We've got a few questions to ask, and I think one of the first things is for St Cedd's, we are kind of re-establishing St Cedd's out of lockdown, all of those things, re-establishing this place as a community hub. And Helen, you have your ear to the ground of all these people. How can we as a church help the local? How can we support local people? What are the biggest needs really for this local community?
I think this local community, it's all about outreach. You have to be an open and welcoming church, which I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
But people need to know, in a sense, what can I get from the church and what can I give towards it as well. So you're probably looking at, obviously, community activities, activities for more sedentary people, elderly people, and youth activities and children being involved necessarily, and then they can be introduced to the church in a natural way if they came to a preschool or something of that nature.
Yeah, I think we asked a question last week, and we got one response, and that was for youth. And there is a youth club that meets here, a council-run youth group that Marie Gold runs here, and her wonderful team. That's really good. I wonder whether we can supplement that, or whether we do other things as well.
I think the best thing to do is, if you attract young people to do any activity, then you can always ask them, what do you want? What do you see developing as a local youth club or something for them?
We're hoping to employ a community worker part-time to become part of our team. What would you say is the first thing that they would need to do to get to know the community?
I'm a big fan of the questionnaire personally. I just think even a leaflet through the door saying, we are setting or re-establishing St Cedd's as a centre in this area, and what would you consider the things that would attract you to come to the church and use its facilities?
Yeah.
So yes, that could be done for local houses, couldn't it?
Yeah. We run what we call Oasis, which is like coffee, tea afternoon every Wednesday afternoon. And there are just a few people that come along to that. It seems to be hard. We know that there's people are lonely and people are isolated, but it's hard to get them to come to a group, and it may be that they want more than tea and coffee.
Do you know what the barriers are? Why people aren't coming? Or
no,
perhaps they would need somebody to bring them, or somebody to say, well, I'm a friendly face, you will see me if I'm there, or something. So there are ways around it if people are isolated. Sometimes it's just them making an effort, but they might need some help with making the effort to come. And of course, word of mouth is the best seller, isn't it, of anything? Recommendation.
That's it. We'll invite you along to Oasis at 2 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon.
That'd be lovely, yes.
And here.
There's a good cup of coffee and tea here, so it's very good.
Absolutely. We're trying to, I think part of what we want to do is expand that and maybe do our other churches. We've got Live Streams Coffee House.
Yes.
Whether we could do something like that here.
Yes.
On a more, so it's not just a once a week 2-hour thing. You could come in any time. That's what I think what we kind of work towards.
Coffee and providing snacks and things for people is always popular. And I have to say, in this area, you're not actually overburdened with fast food outlets or even coffee shops, are you? There's a long way away if people want to go and chat somewhere.
Is talking of food, is food poverty a particular issue here, would you say?
I think it certainly will be, with the increasing cost of living that we're all going to be facing in the next few months. I think there's possibly a need for more community involvement in, if not a food bank, a food share idea or something, because I think it will impact people and a lot of people in this area.
We've just had an election or by-election just
Tell me
a couple
about
of weeks ago. I bet you did lots of step count was probably up.
It was, yes, over 20,000 some days, yes.
Very good, keeps you fit. I briefly met Anna Firth a few weeks ago. You've obviously met her. What impact do you think she could make in this area? How can the people in this area contact her? Because one of the things that I found with Sir David was that he was very accessible.
Yes, he was. Almost too accessible.
Very friendly.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And he would take on the queries, the concerns that people had very seriously.
Well, I think Anna will be very much in the same vein, and that is her intention.
Right.
I know that she wants people to contact her directly. She's hit the ground running, to use that phrase. At the moment, she's having to take on a lot, because you know how David Amess was everywhere and seemed to be taking on very many issues. But she wants to be in the same vein, and she wants people to contact her about their problems. She'll obviously work with us as the local councillors. But yes, I'm sure she would like to come and visit, and I think that would be a draw in itself. Actually, if people could come and meet her, you would. It would encourage people to come to the church and see her here.
So it may be that we could put on a day, an evening, or something.
Yes.
And invite her. Give us some feedback if you would like us as the church to put on an event where we invite Anna for you to talk to her. That might be a good thing, with security and all of that in mind, of course.
Of course. But certainly, as I say, she's a very, very nice lady, very accessible, and that's her intention. And she wants to be very active in the community.
Yeah, it came across to me that she was like genuinely interested in community.
Yes, she is.
And it wasn't just, I don't know, how do I say this, being a politician.
No.
in that sense. It was she wanted to be grounded,
Yes, I
like
think
Sir
that was
David was
very much
in the,
her idea. I don't
Yeah.
think she'll be anything other than a very good constituency MP.
yeah,
I'm not speaking for her. I don't know what
Yeah.
her ambitions are,
Yeah,
but I would
yeah.
think she would want to do
yeah,
a good job for the residents of
Yeah.
Southend.
yeah. And talking of Southend,
Mm.
Southend is becoming a city,
Yes.
and there may be some obvious benefits for the centre of the town.
Mm.
But how about this area? How would city status affect this local area in
Well-
any way?
Well, the simple answer is I don't obviously know the details at the moment. We're still in the very early stages of getting to grips with being a city.
Yes. Yeah.
But I would think it would attract more investment and more money, basically. So we'd hope that wouldn't just be the centre of Southend.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, we have to remember that there are pockets of deprivation in this area,
Yeah.
and in my ward in particular,
Yeah.
in this ward. It's very, very mixed in its clientele, the residents. So I would hope that it would be far-reaching, and I would
Yeah.
certainly be fighting for the
Yeah.
people of Blenheim to
Yeah,
get their
yeah,
fair share
yeah.
of city status funding.
And that would help in terms of housing or services in the area.
Well, both possibly,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
It could, yes, as I said, we don't know the detail yet, but I think people do need more facilities in this area, and the church
Yeah.
is very well placed to provide some of them.
And that's what we would want to target. It's limited what we can do, and that's why we want
Yes.
to target some
Well, I
of
would
those.
certainly keep an eye out
Yeah.
for what's being offered,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
once we're city status.
Yeah.
But I say it's very early days.
Yes,
And
of course.
in fact, it was supposed to be the civic ceremony today, but for some reasons it's been
Right.
postponed. So,
Right. Okay. And talking about perhaps a more national question, if you don't mind me asking, about housing, as we mentioned housing. How do young people, Joe is behind the camera here today, a nearly 21-year-old, he's kind of worked his way up, and his ambition is to buy his own house at some stage. But there is, my daughter's living with us. She's 20. I have to get the age right now. 28.
My son's with us. He's 28. Yes.
And
possible.
you know, and we're lovely parents, but she wants to move out.
Yes. It's natural, isn't it?
But she, there's kind of no hope for
No.
young people, young adults today,
It
to
is-
get onto the housing ladder.
It's very difficult, and especially in this area or the whole of Southend,
Yeah.
because as we know, being so close to London, prices of properties are high, but wages, if you work in the town, are relatively low.
Yeah.
Not everybody can commute, and especially after the pandemic, we don't want to be commuting
no,
either.
no, that's right.
There's no simple answer to it. I think there were some more help to buy schemes for young people, especially in the service industries, if nursing or those kind of things. Whether the government would look long term in extending the people that they can offer help to buy with. There's always the bank of mum and dad, don't forget. They have to help a lot, I think.
I'm not sure about clergy mum and dad.
no, or even councillor mum and dad. No,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
easy. No, it is a problem, and there's a chronic shortage of housing in
Yes.
Southend.
Yeah.
We do need more affordable housing, and I mean affordable housing in the true sense of the word, where the rents are relatively low. That's not really happening in the present climate, quite honestly.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. What other questions do I have? So, how can people meet with you? We talked about Anna Firth, but how about people meeting you?
I'm always happy to give my details. I can be contacted by email, Councillor Helen Boyd at southend.gov.uk, or by phone. If you don't remember all that, it's on the council website how they can contact me.
Yeah, we'll put the numbers up.
Yes.
In
I'm
a few
happy
minutes.
to be contacted about all sorts of problems, and I think people know that I do get back to them and try and get these things sorted.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
So
we hope that St Cedd's is going to re-emerge like the
Yes,
phoenix from the
yes,
ashes of the
absolutely,
pandemic and be a
absolutely.
new thriving force.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. We're building a new team here,
Mm.
and really want the church to take off in the area.
Yes.
So we'll be looking for volunteers
Mm.
to do loads of things, get involved. We'd love to encourage you. And so, Helen, thank you for
That's all right.
coming
Pleasure.
today, for
Yes.
sharing with us today. On our red sofas
Yes.
here
They're
in
quite
the
comfortable,
studio.
actually.
They're good, aren't they?
I'm surprised.
They're good, yeah, they're all good.
Yeah.
And it's just indicative of what we want to do. We want to have the community involved in all that's here, so this becomes a real space, a community hub.
It's very well placed too. You've
Yeah.
got a lot of housing around
Yeah,
here and,
yeah.
and residents.
And not many other facilities around.
No,
So,
no. So anything I can do to
Yeah.
assist you in your journey,
Yeah.
then please call on me.
Lovely. Thanks ever so much, Helen.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless.
Good.
And we'll hand back to Joe and Bernard.
Well, that was really, really interesting, wasn't it? Thank you to Councillor Helen Boyd for joining us there. No, that was really, really interesting hearing what she had to say, you know, her insights about, you know, what could happen around our area within our community. So yeah, I mean, do you have any thoughts on it? Do you have any opinions? Is anything about, you know, what she's doing and what she could do or what we can do here at the studio?
We can do a lot, but not without you, you know, because at the end we work for our neighborhood and she wants to represent us. And by the way, she can talk about what we want and what we want to ask her to the MP, you know, who are representing us in the government, like South and West, because we are living in the South and West area. And Anne Firth is just was elected,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Then Councillor Helen is in touch with her and she can send away what we want to say and to her. She is happy to come here and to talk to you in person. But until then, send your comments to us, stay with us in touch, and Joe will give you more information about how to contact her. Please, Joe.
Well, yeah, obviously, she mentioned in that interview with Colin about, you know, if anybody has anything they want to talk to her about within this community, you know, to contact her. You know, you've got her email, and that's all located on the council website. So to have a look at that and to see if you want to get in contact with her, and you know, Anna as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, she's going to be helping within this community as well. So you know, there's plenty of things that we can do and plenty of things that she can do as well to make you know, this area a better place. So leading on to that, obviously, St. Cedd's, it was mentioned that St. Cedd's is kind of reopened in a way after the pandemic, and we've obviously got a lot of things that are going to be going on in this area.
Yeah.
We've got a short clip of Bernard in a minute that's going to you know, mention some of the things, but first of all, just before we go to that, Bernard, you know, what are we hoping maybe long term for the studio, for St. Cedd's, for it to become a kind of community-led place? What are we thinking?
You know, in today's video clip, you will see, I just give you a few information, not too many, because we want to take it step by step, Joe. And
Yeah, of course.
we together, we have a big plan and helping Colin to put together all this stuff here and the project we have. But every single week you will receive this kind of video clip made together with Joe and with other people around. And we will keep you informed about what we want to do. We will have events here, we will have so many times we can do that, you know, but just simple, if you want to be with us and to build up again this neighborhood, and why not social community, like a fellowship, because at the end we just are not neighbor.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We can live better if we listen to each other and help. This is our intention, and this is for Joe, for what Joe is here.
Perfect. Well, obviously we've got our community worker who also will be coming soon. So,
that is, thank you, Joe, but I almost forget about that, please.
but yeah, we've got a community worker who's going to be, again, working within the local community to build up St. Cedd's, kind of bring the community closer together, and you know, organise different things to get more people involved. Because that's what we want the most. We want everybody to get involved within the studio, within St. Cedd's. and within the live streams community. But what we'll do now, we'll put on that clip of Bernard, just a little clip about St. Cedd's, and then we'll go from there. See.
And yeah, and about the community worker, go in our Facebook page and our website page, and you can find out a profile for this job.
Sorry.
And if you want to do in something to be part of our team, first you will work right with Joe here.
Yeah.
Try and apply, why not?
Yeah.
We are waiting for
Yeah.
you, come and join us.
That application is on our social media already, but it will carry on re-rolling out. So yeah, have a look at that and maybe look at applying if you feel like you'd be, you'd fit right in with us. I'm sure you would. So yeah, we'll put on that clip now of Bernard, and we'll have a chat after that about the question.
And I'm sure you will recognize the church, the place we are now here. Hi, I'm greeting from here, Cedd. We are back after 2 years of pandemic, and we want to meet you again, to share stories, to make friendship. And the first step we take now is just simple to open our church for you as a place of meeting, our front garden, every single Wednesday, starting with 2 o'clock until 4 o'clock, when we can share a cup of tea, coffee and some biscuits. And if you stay with us, we will find a lot of events we are preparing for you, just simple to build up our friendship and fellowship. Come back here and I'm waiting for you. Reverend Bernard and Reverend Colin will be here for you and the congregation with us.
So there's a little bit more information about St. Cedd's from Bernard there.
Just for now.
Just for now, but yeah, we've obviously got a lot planned coming in the future. Obviously we've got summer months coming up, and I'm sure we'll be doing a lot during those times. So yeah, stay tuned, again, stay on our social media and have a look, and we can see also, if you have any ideas, feel free to put comments, get in touch with us, and we can look at maybe making those.
Yeah, because we don't want to come just to offer ideas. We want suggestions. We are so happy to receive, because we are richer together.
Exactly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to our question of the day. Obviously we've been doing this for the past couple of weeks as well, and today our question of the day is around traffic congestion and what we can do to limit it. So do you have any ideas, Bernard, first?
Yeah, first I suggested this idea, and we talk about that with Joe at the office at St. Peter, because today I read in the papers, people in this neighborhood and in the town as well start to complain more and more about traffic and congestions.
Mm-hmm.
But we know traffic sometimes, because it's not happen because it's not very good management, those who are in charge with that.
Mm-hmm.
And the second, but not the less, it's because we use the cars for every single stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then I suggest for you to find your answer, your proper, your own
alternatives,
answer, an alternative for that. If I have to go, no farther than 1 mile, why should I take the car?
Yeah, it's better off walking. You can cycle. I think as well, if it's not necessary that you need to take your car, you've got public transport. That is,
exactly.
It just limits the amount of cars on the road. Obviously, there is times when cars and congestion is almost unavoidable, in terms of maybe when kids are getting picked up and things like that. It does just build up like that. But when you might be just going out to town or something like that, you might just need to maybe nip down the road to a friend's house, something like that. You can walk, again cycling, but public transport I think is the main one really, to kind of limit them cars on the road.
And we have a live example here about a person who liked to walk.
Yeah.
Even today, coming to here, to this place, Joe
From
walked
St. Peter's.
from
There's
St. Peter.
no
That's
need-
around,
there's no
almost
need
a
for
mile.
car.
Almost a mile, and he
I
came
mean,
in time and look at it.
Took me 15 minutes to get here.
Exactly.
It's not, and obviously you cycled here. Again,
And-
it's just not needed to drive really.
By the way, in this way we meet each other, because if we just jump in the car, jump out from the car, we can't meet too much.
Exactly,
If meet somebody walking the dog and the neighbor, do that. Don't go just around the corner. And those who come from far or come from the job with all that load they have in the car, they won't stay so long in the traffic because all of us using cars when we are no need. Then we are right when we complain, because sometimes, as I said, that situation is because of the bad management. But a lot of this congestion happen because the way we use cars and we use our road.
Of course, yeah. So there's a couple of ideas. If you guys, if you guys have got any ideas, again, put them in the comments about what we could do, maybe to try and limit traffic congestion. But that is our question of the day for this week.
But before to leave, maybe you find some change in the town. You know that our town became a city, yeah?
Yeah.
And the council and the government of the city try to make it in a festive way. Go down in the downtown, toward the seaside, and you will see a lot of decoration, lights, and whatever.
Yes, of course.
It is a celebration, changing of the status of our city, our town, which is now a city. It's like a celebration of light. In this week, come out from your house, meet others, and celebrate this moment. Why not?
Of course, it is a momentous occasion,
Yeah, exactly.
obviously, from an awful situation that happened with obviously Sir David. But it has come, it is a momentous occasion of Southend becoming a city.
Yeah, it is a recognition for his work, but by the way, we should be proud of that.
Yes,
for
we
that,
should be.
you know?
We should definitely be proud.
And
of it.
to build our identity, we live in Southend for long or for short, but this town and city from now on will mark our life, and we will have story to say about that.
Of course, and also what was mentioned in the interview with Helen Boyd. There will be changes. You expect inner city changes, but the outskirts, or the kind of areas that we personally live in here, there will be changes. There will be impacts and effects from inner city changes and from us becoming a city. So it's good to get involved. Let's see, what we can do as a community, as well as the wider as a city of Southend.
And make inquiries to the councillors, to those who govern this area, because you are expecting for better services, do we?
Exactly.
Being a city, it's better. By the way, we all know that we will pay a little bit more for these services. Then let's have them. And be proud, why not?
Right.
And now, Joe will put an end to our meeting now.
Yeah,
today.
so we are coming to an end of the studio for this week. I just wanted to quickly just see, different things going on around the churches within the next week. Obviously, we've got our usual services. Is there anything extra that we've got going on?
We are back here every Sunday, having a service, more traditional service here. 3:30, every single Sunday I am here with the congregation. We are already a few people coming here, but as I said in that little video clip, we have every Wednesday 2:30.
Oasis. Yeah.
Sorry, 2, starting with 2 o'clock. It's such a mess in my head when I speak all the planning, because there are a lot now. 2 o'clock until 3:30, 4 o'clock, we are here, and I'm waiting for the day when I put the tables out in order to say hello to you and to share a cup of tea with you and a little story.
Sounds great. So other than that, our usual services. Obviously, the coffee house is open at St. Peter's. So
every single day, starting with 9:30 to 1:30 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's around then. So if you ever want to get a nice cup of coffee,
and there are so many events expecting you to be there. Now in this time, when the springtime, it's quite smelly close.
Yes, and we've got other courses starting in classes. So we've got art stream starting soon. That's at St. Peter's. And I think
on the 24th.
24th.
Oh, that's right.
So I think for the long term, I think that's what we want to happen with here. We want that with St. Cedd. We've got a lot of things going on within live streams, a lot at St. Peter's, but I think it's about developing St. Cedd, becoming another focal point of where we put on loads of classes and different events. So we look forward to, hopefully, with more people getting involved, we look forward to making that happen.
Our intention is here to reconnect and to meet,
of course,
and to grow.
So just before we go, just want to say that again, thank you for obviously tuning in.
Thank you
If
very
you
much.
do want to get in contact with us at all, you can contact us here on our contact details.
Yeah.
So if you do want to get in contact, if you've got any ideas for the studio or for anything else around St Cedd, St Peter's, St Stephen's, then feel free to get in contact with us. But other than that, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we look forward to speaking to you again next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Thank you very much.